And a very good morning and welcome to the channel. It's Saturday. Yep, we're working a Saturday. What are we doing? Well, we're tackling this rather big chimney. We're doing it a repoint. It's part of a big project that I'm on. Initially we were brought in to do all the paint stripping of the stone, which we'll be demonstrating in a later video. But today we're doing the chimneys. And it goes on. It's a big bugger. Right, so we're using, like I said, we're using a cement-based mortar, black, because originally the bedding on this chimney was done in a black lime mortar, and it was penny joints, really thin joints. These are a true Accrington stock brick, but unfortunately at some stage somebody's opened all the joints up, which has buggered things up a little bit in my opinion, but we'll still make it look nice. I mean, we're quite a way up here, so from the ground, you know, it won't look as bad. Okay, so for those who just like to watch, sit back, relax, and enjoy a bit of pointing on a Saturday morning in the sunshine. Not bad weather for March. I believe it's going to change next week and go cold again. Got the constant roar of traffic going past on this job. Very busy road down below. We're actually in a little town called Lytham in Lancashire at the moment. So let's say you're a complete novice and you fancy having a go at doing a bit of the old pointing on your own house or your garden wall or something like that, and you're going to do it with the old Portland cement and a bit of sand. So what do you need to know? Well, you need to obviously cut out the old mortar, and rule of thumb is width of your joint, you go in twice that depth. That's rule of thumb. Doesn't always work out that way, but that's rule of thumb on that. Also, if it wasn't a stock brick, an Accrington brick, we'd be wetting this up, saturating it. But if I wet this up, it's going to be wet all day because there's no suction on these whatsoever. So we've got to be careful with the old moisture. It has been washed down and the dust got rid of. Now your mortar, I'm doing this particular mortar at the strength of 4 sand to 1 of cement. A little bit of admix in it, just to make it workable. Not too much, because you don't want it going too soft. But I wouldn't do it any stronger, really, than the old 4 to 1. When you're jointing up your stock brick, if you get a little bit on the brick, you can always just wipe it off with your thumb. I'm not talking loads, because you don't want to get loads on it. But you just get a little bit on the edge of one, and just wipe it off. A few irregular chaps, regular viewers. I know I've not put anything out for a while. Simple reason is I've not had anything of interest for you to have a look at, really. Next week I'm doing a bit of stone repair, so I'll get some footage in on that for you. This particular job we're on now, I've got a load of stone work to do on this as well. Well, that's going to be stripping paint using a chemical poultice system and some heated high pressure water. Oh, listen to that, no cars. That won't last long. A little tip for you. If you mix your gear and it's slightly too wet, scoop some out of your bucket and just wipe it over your clean plank, and the plank will suck some of that moisture out of it for you. Yeah, so if I was to do this chimney stacking line in the quicklime mortar, chances are it's not going to last that long because of the exposure up here. Plus these bricks are, well, like bloody iron, you know, the Accrington stock. I mean, the Blackpool Tower building are built with this, or these. And I believe the Empire State Building has got a few of these chucked in it as well. So they're a good hard brick. So of course they'll withstand the hard Portland cement mortar. Of course, this house itself was built for a Victorian mill owner from Preston. He had a big mill in Preston, and this house was built for his daughter. It's a great big place. And for years it's been apartments, flats. And the couple that have bought it are putting it back into a family home with all the original trimmings. And the last job of the day is to get my soft brush and just give it all a brush over to get all the little snots and things off it. I don't want to do it before then because it's, you know, it's still spring and it's still a bit chilly, so it's going to take a while for it to harden up. But I don't want to be leaving brush marks in the mortar. Well, I've got to try and get as much as I can on this lift, because below this lift is the slate roof, and it's quite steep. It's quite awkward to get to it. Really struggled cutting it out the other day. So I'm going to try and get as low down as I can. But it's a big old beast of a chimney, this. I think there's about 10 square metres of pointing in it. I've not actually measured it yet, I've just had a bit of a rough guess. And of course the building contractor that's doing the main job, the main contractor on here, a decent sized company, and he was hinting that there might be some line pointing coming up on the old Blackpool Tower building, which would be nice. I'm actually doing this direct for the client though, this particular bit. But yeah, it was the main contractor that asked if I could do this. But I believe they weren't down for it originally. So I said I'd do it. Because we're going to put a new roof on the building. And he wanted to see if we could get the chimney done before the roof gets changed. A new slate roof. Of course, the view from the top of this scaffolding is stunning. You're looking out onto the Ribble estuary that flows out of Preston into Lytham. Do you want to see? Looking so much better than it did. Still got a lot to do on it yet, but it's, you know, Saturday, isn't it? Not going to get it finished today. There's probably another 7 metres to go on this damn thing. It's huge, a huge chimney. Oh. Right, this is the back. I've got a big lump of it in. I think what I'm going to do now is just use up the stuff that I've got left, because it's getting to the point now I've had enough for one day. Been here since 7:30. It's now about 2 o'clock. Not done bad though, not done bad at all. 5.5 metres in, thereabouts. Which is plenty for a Saturday. Especially on stock break. Not exactly the fastest in the world to point, are they? Got the roof just behind me there. Very steep pitch on it. No rush, just plodding along. Rather quiet on here today, I'm the only one on site. They mustn't work Saturdays. It was all hammering and banging and power tools going on and off the other day. Plenty in there, pushing it back nice and tight. Yeah, so I'm going to be doing the stone on this particular building, which is basically, or the job is basically getting paint off. And I'm going to use a poultice system. I'm going to use what's called peel away. I've used it before. It is good stuff. But I've done a little test patch on the ground floor. It's been on for a couple of days now. So before I go today, I'm just going to have a look at it and see if it is actually eating this paint. Because if it's not eating it, I'm going to have to get somebody else to eat it. I found with masonry paint on stone, it can be a bit funny when it comes to paint stripper. I don't know why. But the one I'm using is basically designed to eat through oil paint and lead-based paint and all that. So we'll see. We'll see. So it's getting a bit dry now. I think I may go mix some more actually. See if I can get this back end done today. It's not as simple as you think, mixing a bit more. That's what mixing simple. It's the getting up and down that's the problem. It's a heck of a big scaffolding. And to get on where I am, you've got to go up to the top, across, down, up again, and across, and then up again. Which isn't fun, carrying a bucket full of gear. Got new boots on today. Very comfortable. I went with some a bit more expensive this time. I'm fed up of buying cheap ones that you get a season out of them and that's it, you're throwing them away. So I thought I'd pay a few quid more and see if they're any better. It's got 4 big tall boy pots on the top of this that the building contractors have put on, reclamation ones, huge things. I'm glad I didn't get involved with that. Right, that's it. I'm going to go and mix some more because it's a bit dry, that stuff, and I'd like to get a little bit more done today. The more I do today, the less I have to do next week on it. Right, catch you in a bit. And I'm back up. It's a long way. It's a long way. Right, I've mixed some more gear up. So now I can crack on. It's 2:30. 2:30 in the afternoon on a Saturday. This time last year I was in Spain. Not this year. It's very expensive now as well with flights. Very expensive. Yeah, probably go over in May. Go and see me. Go and see me dad again. Yeah, I went over last year for his birthday, which is tomorrow. But just haven't got time this year to do it. Well, you know, for his birthday. So busy. Hence working a Saturday. I've actually got a picture of this this property we're working on when it was new, and the owner she stood outside with a little dog on the street, and obviously the picture is of the house, not her. So I'll feed that into the video, and you can have a look at the building we're working on, what it was like when it was new back in 18 somewhere or other, or 1901, or whenever it was. I don't know. I can't remember the day. I'll find out for you. I know it was Victorian. Right, this here, this bit of corbelling, a lot of lads, they fill it right across. It wasn't designed to be like that. You just put a little bit of a filleted edge on there, just enough to cover or fill the frogs on the break, and you want that edge there flat. And the reason for that is when you're looking up from down on the ground, you can't see that piece we put in there. All you can see is just this lovely square shape, you know, because it was designed to look like that. It wasn't, you know, designed to be like that, because if it was, they'd have just used bricks that were like that, wouldn't they? Yes. Somebody had done it, fill it on there, and underneath, and all of it. It looked horrendous. Anyway, we got all that off. We took all that off. Open up all the joints again, and now we're making it good. Deep one, very deep. Right, and that's that particular panel done now. I've got half a panel above me, about the same again, and then best part of a metre below, and then that's the back end completely pointed from top to bottom, which is leaving me, well, this side here and the bottom end of the front and that side, which I can't get to yet. I have to do that off the roof, but I want to get all the top done first, and then I'll drop down to the next lift and do it off the roof, if that makes any sense. Right, well, I'm going to leave you there now, because I think that's enough point in action for one video, and I'll crack on and not have to worry about filming and talking to you. I can just crack on and get this damn thing done. Right, well, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget the old, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't enjoyed it and you haven't subscribed yet. And we'll see you, well, possibly next week in another video, buggering about with old buildings. Thanks for watching. See you next week.